Want to know how a quiet family's dream of peace in the woods turned into a full-on war with a suburban HOA that didn't even technically exist on their land? Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. I just wanted trees, a fence I could lock, and the chance to finally build something for myself, after years of designing houses I'd never want to live in. That's how this whole mess started. I'm Sam Norton, architect by trade, grumpy recluse by temperament. Bought myself 12 acres of old forestry land up in North Georgia, far from anything that smelled like subdivision or artificial turf. Built my own timber-framed ranch, solar-powered, wide porches, windows rescued from old barns. The kind of place you wake up and actually want to stay awake in, you know. My wife, Ava, and our daughter, Harper, they loved it. The first weeks were like breathing out after 20 years of holding it in. Just birds, wind, the odd deer drifting through. Thing is, we weren't completely alone. Down the hill, across the road, squatted Pine Vale Estates, a sea of identical brick boxes, plastic shrubs, pre-painted doors, and rules for everything down to the shade of your mailbox. My realtor swore, up and down, that I was outside their reach. No dues, no meetings, no chance of waking up to a letter about approved grass species. I double-checked every parcel map, every zoning law. That land was mine, free, clear, and off-grid in every way. And then about a month in, I get this certified letter, official looking as hell, logo so generic it looked like a mayonnaise jar. In accordance with Pine Vale Estates' HOA covenant. And long story short, they were demanding I unlock my main gate, remove my security cameras, and let their community security inspectors come poke around my property to ensure compliance. I almost spit my coffee onto the hardwood. I read that part out loud and Ava just goes, "Let me guess, they want to name the trees after their grandkids?" "No," I said, "they want into our house." She stopped chopping onions, looked me dead in the eye. "That's not normal." "Yeah, you think?" So I did what any stubborn, slightly paranoid dad would do. Sent a reply nice and formal, with all my deeds and county maps attached. Your jurisdiction ends at your own fence. Any further attempt to enter my property will be considered trespassing. CC'd my attorney for flavor. And just in case, I upgraded the locks, installed a hidden camera in a birdhouse, and changed the access code. I wasn't taking chances. If there's one thing I've learned, bureaucrats only get brave when they think you're not watching. I figured that'd be it. Maybe a sternly worded follow-up, some petty gossip. Instead, next morning, I'm pouring coffee when my phone pings. The gate cams picked up two guys, polos and lanyards, poking at my keypad. One snaps photos, the other tries to rattle the gate open. They hang around, looking annoyed, then stroll off back to the road. I called the sheriff. Deputy Ray Parsons shows up, mirrored sunglasses and a smirk. "Oh, I know Karen, she's the HOA president. Probably just a misunderstanding. Pine Vale's a tight ship." "Yeah, tight enough they think they can walk onto private land and take pictures of my stuff." He shrugs, says nothing criminal unless someone hops the fence. "Real helpful, thanks Ray." Week later, I get the call. Every married guy knows it. Ava, voice tight, whispers, "Sam, the gate is open. And someone's in the house." For a second, I can't breathe. Then I'm in my truck, steel T-square from my drafting bench in one hand. Not exactly a weapon, but it'll leave a mark. The whole way up the drive, my mind's in overdrive. Strangers, my family, my house. I pull up, and my heart just drops. Through the windows, I see them. 3 people, same polos, snapping photos of my bookshelves, closets, typing on a laptop at our kitchen table. I burst in, yell, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" They stare like I'm the crazy one. Clipboard guy, who I recognize from the last visit, stammers, "We're just conducting a compliance inspection." Laptop lady tries to play it cool. "We have the right." "No, you don't," I cut her off. "You're trespassing. Now get out, or I'm calling the sheriff." She just shrugs. They're familiar with the situation. That sent chills up my spine. Familiar how? They shuffle out, way too calm, as if this is a normal Tuesday morning. Harper's hiding behind Ava, clutching the dog. Ava's shaking, and honestly, so am I. That night, after Harper's asleep, I send every video, every document to my lawyer, Jonah. He calls back in 15 minutes. "Sam, if they hacked your digital lock remotely, this isn't just trespass, it's a federal crime." He asks who has back-end access to the gate system. Just me, or so I thought. Next day, we get the diagnostics. Turns out, someone with a contractor-level key, tied to a tech company that, surprise, rents office space in the same park as the Pine Vale Management Office, used a backdoor code to open the gate. This wasn't bumbling. This was coordinated. I'm up all night thinking, not angry anymore, just cold, methodical. Architect mode. I dig up every deed, every parcel map, every tax record, just in case they'd tried to sneak something past me in the county records. And then out of nowhere, I get this email. No subject, no signature. They did it to me too. Meet me at the fire road behind lot 74 at 3. Creepy, right? But I go. Guy waiting for me is Nolan, 60-ish. Looks like he's lived outdoors forever. He's got a folder of documents, nearly identical to the HOA letters I'd received, plus a voluntary HOA membership form with his name forged on it, same playbook. He tried to fight, took them to court, almost lost his land until he found a 30-year-old forestry deed with an original signature. They forge consents, adjust boundaries, use friends in the records office, pick off one neighbor at a time. He hands me a thumb drive, says it belonged to a board member who bailed. Internal files, expansion plans, something called an observational register. Your name's on it. So is your wife's, even your kids. They're tracking us, movements, visitors, drone footage, the whole Big Brother act. So they can justify forced sales or protective oversight if you make enough noise. When I get home, I open the drive. There's a scanned pending transfer agreement for my parcel, with my signature, faked, and a sale price of $1. A classic land grab move. There's also a map, my lot shaded in red, labeled acquired. They'd planned to take my land before they even met me. I didn't expect Karen Chaney to show up herself, but sure enough, Friday morning her black SUV rolls up. She stands there in slacks and a crisp blouse, all authority and no warmth, with a security guy in tow. She calls me, says, "Let's discuss this in person." I let her wait 5 minutes before walking down, unlock the gate myself, but don't invite her in. She cuts to the chase. $150,000 tax-free and a guaranteed seat on the HOA board in exchange for integrating your property into Pine Vale Estates. I almost laugh. After your people broke in, hacked my security, forged deeds, and put my daughter on a surveillance list, you want me to join your board? She goes cold. We could have filed a nuisance complaint. We could have annexed you by vote. I pull out my phone, hit record. Just so you know, this whole conversation's on tape. Her mask cracks for a second, but she doubles down, pulls out a map, shows my land marked as already acquired. You were never out of our reach, she says. That's when I realized she really believed it. I let her talk, told her straight. I've sent everything to the state attorney general, every email, every forgery, every file. And I've met others you tried to steamroll. She storms off. For the first time, I'm not scared. I'm just focused. For the next 3 days, my studio becomes an evidence bunker. Jonah and I pieced together everything, blueprints, emails, drone footage, a registry ranking neighbors by threat level. Turns out, my file is 3 pages, Ava's is 2, Harper's includes notes on her school bus schedule. This isn't just a civil thing anymore. It's criminal. Jonah says, we go federal. We put together a 400-page evidence bomb and send it straight to the Georgia Attorney General. Not 4 days later, a white SUV rolls up, state investigator and a cybercrime specialist collecting hardware, logs, everything. I can tell by their faces, they weren't ready for how deep this rabbit hole went. That night, Jonah calls. There are 8 forged consents filed at the county, 2 signed by dead people. It's big. The first arrests come a week later, 3 county officials, then Karen and 5 board members, 1 caught at the airport trying to skip town. Tech company launches their own audit, busts the guy who hacked my gate. The whole web unravels, expansion spreadsheets, bribe budgets, surveillance plans. Karen's empire is built on stolen land and fear. The press goes wild. HOA officials detained in property fraud scandal. Karen's let out in cuffs, stone-faced, refusing to look at the cameras. The Attorney General says it at a press conference. This isn't community management. This is organized fraud, and it ends now. Court is a circus. Karen's lawyers spin the tale, say I'm paranoid, they're misunderstood. Residents fill the courtroom. Flyers under my windshield paint me as the villain. But the evidence is overwhelming. The judge, no time for nonsense, grills Karen's team on how so many signatures look identical, especially the dead ones. The verdict? Guilty, 6 counts, including forgery, wire fraud, and unlawful surveillance. Karen gets 13 years, her hacker gets 8, 2 board members do 5 and 6. The HOA is dissolved, assets frozen, parks and pools handed over to the county. Residents are free, finally, and a few even thank me. One old neighbor writes, I didn't believe you at first, but now I know. Thank you. Life gets quiet again. Nolan stops by with a six-pack. We sit on the porch in the fog and don't say much. Harper sleeps with her window open again. Ava's building a new greenhouse. I put up a new sign on the gate. Private property, no HOA, no compromise. Sometimes I still see cars pause at the end of the drive, drivers peeking, wondering what happened to the big, bad HOA. But the empire's gone. Just a neighborhood now, no rules, no drones, just life. So, where's the line between community and control? What would you do if someone tried to take what's yours, not with a gun, but with a pen and a clipboard? Drop your thoughts below. What's justice, what's overreach, and how far would you go to protect your home? I'm listening.